Hi, my name is Whitney Montgomery and I'm 11 years old. Thank you so much for having me today and for supporting Baynet. Last October, I was fortunate enough to travel to Uganda Africa with my mom and the Baynet team. There are 17 volunteers. 3 of us were children from the Kingston and area. When I was asked to go on this trip by my mom, I was amazed that I could be traveling across the world. I knew it would change me because I was going to see things most people my age wouldn't normally see. We traveled for 24 hours straight to arrive in Entebbe Airport, 1 hour from our destination, Kampala, Uganda. I was tired and so hungry, but the excitement overcame all those feelings. The thing I noticed most was the way people reacted when they saw us. They pointed, laughed, screamed, yelled, waved, and yelled Mazuku. Mazuku means white man. It didn't take me long to figure out we stood out from the crowd, mainly because of the color of our skin. I had mixed emotions, but it made me feel special. We spent 10 days distributing bed nets and traveling from village to village, experiencing a traditional fishing village on the banks of Lake Victoria, the modest housing of Gaba, country villages, an orphanage, women's HIV and AIDS center, medical clinics, and everything in between. We watched as the Baynet team, who lived in Uganda, educated the people about how to use the bed nets and how to avoid getting malaria and other deadly diseases. The other children on the trip and myself had raised money out of schools before we left and were able to personally hand out the nets we had raised to net 8 villages. Our days were very full, and by nightfall we were ready for bed. We stayed at a guest house in Gaba on the banks of Lake Victoria. I met 4 friends, Inda, Stephen, Bally, and Akim. They would visit us every night after their school day, and we would play soccer together. On the weekend, we went to church with them, and they brought us into their homes, and we met some of their families and saw how they lived. They lived with very little in houses made of handmade mud bricks. My friend Valley had a house of 1 or 2 rooms and many brothers and sisters. My mom asked him if he had a bed net, and he said no. My friend Stephen brought us into his house, and we met his mom. She was making food to sell on the streets that night, kind of like a restaurant. Stephen was proud to show us his bed, his few different shirts and shorts, and his bed net hanging above. It didn't make me feel sad for them in the way they lived. I felt proud because they did so much with so little. I do feel sad for the people of the third world countries who die and become sick from diseases like malaria that are highly preventable and 100% curable. This is why I am here speaking to you today. I believe that we can all make a difference. We're so fortunate to live here in Canada. We have so many opportunities and good fortune. If we could share this with others in need, it would fulfill our lives as much as it could help theirs. I learned that we don't need all the things we have to make us happy. Giving feels better than receiving. It only seems fair that every child should have the same chance to live a life inside you. Thanks.